Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Frequency 140. As always, I'm joined by my awesome co host, Mr. Sean Bennett.
What up?
And today we are continuing our series of the top Christmas toys year by year, start with through the 1970s to the 2000s. And today it's the 1990s, something near and dear to my heart because I'm a 90s kid for sure.
Right on.
So,
This is this. By the way, before you even
what's up?
get going, this is I like this. This is a very good topic.
Yeah,
I
man.
think
I
this
dig
is
it,
the
man.
perfect topic for the holiday season and Christmas. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Right?
It's a lot of fun. It's been cool going through the years. And
Yeah,
and very surprising actually. There's a few that I would never even put near this list.
I agree. And
You
those
know?
that were repeated, and we'll see a few of that today. That's like, oh, because that's how strong it was. Like that's
Hmm.
how popular it was.
For sure.
Right on.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's go with 1990.
Okay.
So if you're a little boy or a little girl, the top toy that year for Christmas was going to be none other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. Heroes in a half
Nice.
shell.
Nice.
Yes. Turtle power.
That's right.
Oh god, I love so many
Playmates.
oh yeah. My god. So those are such classic toys.
Hmm.
And I remember getting those for Christmas probably that year actually. And man, I played the hell out of these things.
Well, I
Like
mean,
they were so much fun.
and what the journey of the actual characters themselves from
Mhm.
1984 85, the black and white independent release comic books that's
Yes.
worth a lot of
Yeah.
money now
Oh yeah.
if you have any of those, a lot of
Mhm.
money. And then I think it was 87 they finally made it onto the cartoon. um, and
Mhm.
then we were introduced to 87, 88, and yeah, so by 90, the play sets, the action figures. I remember going to Zaire, old school Zaire, if you guys remember Zaire, back on Austell Road in Austell, Georgia. First one I got was Donatello.
Mm.
I got Donatello. That was the
Mhm.
first one. And then I think the second one I got was Leonardo, and then Michelangelo, and then Raphael, because Raphael was a little bit harder to find.
Yeah.
But I remember getting all four of these.
Mhm.
I remember even having Casey Jones.
Oh really?
And
I didn't yeah, I
that
didn't
was a
get a
little bit
Casey.
that
That's
was,
cool.
I think that was more along like the night by the time Casey Jones figure came out. That was like about the 90s,
Mhm.
1990, because we're getting ready for the whole live action movie,
Yeah.
right? So what a great just assortment of play sets and
Oh yeah,
action
we got
figures
the
and just,
Technodrome.
oh man,
Oh man, it
right.
was
And the
amazing.
sewer play set
Yes.
and then the van, and I wish
Yeah,
I should have
turtle
brought it.
van.
I should have brought it.
If you want to show the turtle van, it's right behind you.
No way.
Yeah, literally, it's on the bottom shelf, with next to the Technodrome where Krang is.
Folks, this is why I love doing our episodes here. Just give me a moment. So ask and you shall receive. Here we go. Here's a turtle van right here.
Oh yeah,
That's the one that
that's the
we right.
OG. Now
There you go.
it's a little popped because yeah, I played with my
Yep,
toys,
we
so
play with
yeah,
our toys here.
yeah.
But man, what a
It was just a great thing though. You could fit all the little turtles inside, and oh my gosh, you could have. And if you had Krang, you could have a blast.
brother. I mean, that honestly, it was a great world, a great world of action figures and imagination to be a part of.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. So moving along, huh?
Yep, yep.
1991.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
1991. Here we go. We've got either, and I'm going to tell you what mine would have been. Um, Pogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
got
love
Pogs,
Pogs. Loved them.
and you got a little bit of history on Pogs.
Yes, yeah,
So,
sure do. Okay, so I mean, like, Pogs. I mean, originally was played during the Great Depression, actually, and it was played with milk caps. Well, somebody kind of, and it was just kind of a one of those games that came up through like the street, and somebody found out about it, and in the 50s or so, a company called, and I'm going to probably butcher this, I apologize, but a company called the Helicula
mm,
Dairy,
okay.
based out of Hawaii, got a hold of this idea, and that's how we got those little circular cardboard chips that we had. Then that was born. And then the reason why it only lasted about a year and a half to 2 years or so is that it got so popular that kids were playing it in schools, the boards, and they were like, okay, we can't have this played here. It resembles too much of gambling. And they were afraid that we'd all turn into violent gambling people. So, yeah, go
So
school.
we take away the Pogs, and I'm sure that cured all addiction to
Yeah, of
gambling
course.
and or
Yeah,
right
no, and
wasteful
it's
spending.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but those deck of cards, leave those. Yeah, you're
No, don't
good.
worry about those. That's
Yeah,
fine. It's no
it's cool.
school. Right.
It's all right.
Go fish.
Yeah, Yeah.
So you got Pogs,
Yeah.
1991. Then we got a few here. So Pogs or 1991 Super Nintendo.
Yes. Amen. Probably my favorite Christmas gift
Super
I will
Nintendo.
ever receive.
It it,
Oh,
it changed the world.
it
It
did.
did.
Came with Super Mario
Yep.
World. And oh my God, the hours that I put into the Super Nintendo. Oh, and it was just such an upgrade, man. Because I mean,
Yes.
okay, so the original NES was 8-bit system, right? So we're on this one, it's a 16-bit
Mm-hmm.
system. So I mean, it's a world of difference. It was just such an improvement in every single facet on the original NES.
I think what's crazy too is to watch this game now and actually play the game. To think at the time, really and truly, to look at the game, 8-bit to 16-bit is more or less. It's a big difference, but it's more or less going from a block to
Mhm.
round.
Yeah,
That's what we did,
yeah,
right?
basically, yeah.
Okay.
Good
Um,
way to put it.
but to watch this evolution for this game because so many things and aspects of the game and the what you could do and just everything, the viewpoint. Of course, not only Mario, but Street Fighter 2,
Mm, that's such a great
F
game. It's
Zero,
a classic. Yeah,
you know,
A Link to the Past, Zelda, Castlevania 4,
Pilot Wings,
no, Donkey Kong Country.
dude. I
And
mean,
then
it blew,
unless we forget the WWF wrestling games on this system
man.
were amazing.
Royal Rumble,
Oh yeah,
WrestleMania, right?
Raw.
Raw.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it
can't
just
go wrong with any of them.
so anybody who got one, bless you and thank you for letting me play it. You know what? I got a Sega. I can say that. I got a
Oh
Sega.
yeah,
I was
you're
I
that
was a
guy.
Genesis kid, so I
Yeah,
went Sega
all your
Genesis. But
blast processing and
yeah, but I mean, it was cool because it was fun to be able to play the Sega because some games are better on the Sega than they were on you know
oh yeah, there
yeah
were. I mean, Jurassic Park being one of them for sure.
but you could definitely tell where Nintendo had the niche of and the money to
Oh
get what
yeah,
they needed.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, they were just all around better game
yeah,
makers.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like their flagship games, like with Metroid, Star Fox,
Metroid,
and
yep. Star
I mean,
Fox, Star Fox.
they're all
Boom.
classics. I mean,
Yes.
even to this day, you can go buy them, or people want them, or they want them remastered or something. I
Right.
mean, these are how great these games were.
Timeless. I mean, that's just all it is to it. You can play them today and be like, "Yep, you can lose yourself."
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so going right on. So we got three or the Super Soaker.
Oh well, yeah.
The
No, that's
Super Soaker.
another legendary item.
I was not allowed to have this one until about 1992 when I went down to stay with my grandparents for the summer because my mom and dad were. My mom was definitely not buying this for me.
Hmm.
She was well aware of my tendencies.
Yeah,
And
I know. Yeah, it was the same here. I think I kept mine at my grandma's
it was
because
reinforcement
same
though,
reasons.
because after all the years of if you were I don't know how to put this. I'm not. I won't say bullied. I'll just say outnumbered in water gun battles.
Hmm.
Right? You didn't have the quickest shot, or you didn't have the most best gun, or whatever. If you had a Super Soaker, folks are running for the hills.
Yeah, you're about to mow them down like
Got that right.
Rambo.
I've been waiting on this. All you just got and just pump it until you get that last little,
Yeah, where you can barely put it in, man.
and then you're ready to go. Because whoever gets that first shot is going to understand why and what the difference is between a Super Soaker and a water gun.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Super Soaker. All right, so there you go,
yeah. Super Soaker's
1991.
awesome.
That's man. So you
It's a
could
good
either,
year, man.
well, yeah, I mean, you could either play your Pogs and hang out, right?
Hmm.
If you didn't have your Super Nintendo,
Hmm.
or you had to look out for the butthole in the neighborhood with the Super Soaker coming around to shoot you with their Super Soaker.
Because you had a Super
Yeah, all right,
Nintendo.
there you go. Going into 1992.
Yeah. So 1992, you had a talking Barney. Like I remember this being a thing,
Oh yeah,
but I didn't realize how big it was. I guess I was just a little kid and didn't know no better or something. I mean,
you're lucky.
I never asked for a talking Barney. Did
Well,
you?
good. You're lucky. You're a lucky man
Yeah.
because I had a little younger sister. Hello, Shay. 7 years
What's up,
younger,
y'all?
and yeah, she was into that stuff, and trust me, that thing was it was more an issue or a problem than it
Was it
was.
just annoying?
Oh God,
Did it just sing the Barney song like over and over or something?
it would do that, and especially when the batteries got weak, it would sporadically do different things. just out of nowhere.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to admit I tossed it across the room a few times.
I'm sure you
Okay,
did.
just
I
yeah.
don't. I don't blame you.
I'm a big brother. It ain't my toy.
Yeah, it ain't your
Hey,
toy. You're a few years old. I mean, you're still a kid. You're a little boy. So
yeah, I'm
do what
not.
little
Yeah,
boys do and
yeah.
destroy their, little sister's toys.
I get tired of hearing the dude say, "I love you." I mean, I love everybody, but I can
Yeah,
only hear it so many times from a, "Well, I
you're like
love you," and
purple
like you're,
dinosaur.
mm-mm.
Yeah,
So sorry.
I know, man. Yeah,
You're on.
sorry, Barney. No love
Yeah,
for you
no,
today,
no,
buddy.
yeah. Well, they got a documentary out now. I love you, you hate me. Like the whole Barney hate thing. It's out there. I think it's on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, it's called "I Love You, You Hate Me."
That's a good title. Can't say it's not accurate.
I can relate.
Yeah. So we got talking Barney.
Okay.
Then we have trolls with the crazy hair and like the little bodies and they had these weird little faces and they're cute as can be, but that's about it, folks. I mean, there really wasn't much else to do with these things.
No,
Like they were more of like
they had the jewel in the belly.
decorative. Yeah.
Remember? Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, did you have any trolls there, Sean?
I didn't because the only troll I had, having a mother that was a hairdresser and growing up in a beauty salon with the wild hair, the first thing I did was grab my mom's scissors and cut that off. No, we ain't getting no more trolls because that
Troll
hair
had a
don't.
crop
Yeah, that
top.
hair don't. Yeah, the hair don't grow back.
Yeah.
But that was a precursor to what like the troll movies,
Hmm.
like all the troll franchise nowadays. Well, that's where it started, right there.
Oh,
Trolls.
absolutely. Yeah.
And what you could do also is you could take their hair and get it all, like a little like, and then just take it and shake it and just get all wild.
Hmm.
That's about it. That's all you could do.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it really wasn't much else. The mighty Super Nintendo is still on this list from
There
1992
you go.
because that's how
As it
great it
should be.
was.
That's right.
We just said how great it was,
And
but
we had you
it
probably
was
about that time
amazing.
you came out. What was it, the Nintendo Canon? Or remember
Oh
that?
yeah,
What
the
was that?
Super Scope.
Super Scope. Yep.
Yeah, it had like two games it worked
Right.
with. It was
Right.
Yoshi Safari and something else. I forgot what it was,
Right.
but
But that was the gimmick that year.
yeah,
Yeah.
upgrade to the light gun from the
Yep.
NES.
Yep.
And
And
I
the
think we
power
would have got
glove
Mario Paint by
failure.
this point, probably
Yes,
too,
that's right.
because they
That's
had the
right.
mouse stuff.
That's right. See, we're evolving. This
I
is
know,
the beauty.
man.
I mean, you can literally back at the history of toys through a Christmas and watch the evolution of modern society.
You really can. So moving on to
All
1993.
right, 1993. All right, so
I know, I see
one
it.
one of the craziest fads,
Yeah.
and or whatever. I mean, like literally, folks would get a divorce, and I remember seeing back in the day, and you can find memes and video footage and all this stuff like court cases where people get a divorce and they're trying to separate their belongings, and they're in the middle of the courtroom separating which Beanie Babies.
This is a true story, by the
They're
way.
who gets what, and I want that one. I got that one because
Yeah.
everybody thought that Beanie Babies were the gold mine.
Yeah, it was a currency thing.
Being a
Yeah.
collector, of comic books, toys, of games, of anything vintage, retro, anything, just of that whole community. Beanie Babies, and I'm not knocking it because I didn't have any Beanie Babies, but I thought to myself, it was almost like I saw what was happening with the baseball cards.
Hmm.
There's too many. There's too many. You're oversaturated in a market. How can anything be
Yeah.
valuable
Yeah,
if
it's true.
you're they're on every corner and everything? Ah, da, da, da,
Yeah,
da,
I
da,
mean,
da.
you can go to the freaking
Yeah,
dollar store and
I
get some of
mean,
these things if you got to.
and the lesson should have been learned from the King Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card.
Hmm.
I owned that card 3 times. Every time that was like the holy grail of a collection
Hmm.
because at the time, the 1989 King Griffey Jr. rookie card was the
Oh
top
yeah,
card to have.
yeah, for sure.
It was $100 minimum,
Hmm.
easy, right? But the mass production devalued the card, devalued the entire card market.
Hmm.
Same way it works with comic books, and that's why everybody that thought that, man, I'm going to retire on my Beanie Babies, you got
Yeah, you got about
probably
20 bucks
boxes of
for a
Beanie
hundred of them.
Babies, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
It
they're not.
happens, man. It
Yeah,
happens.
it does.
That's the
It
gamble.
takes. Yeah, that's it. Exactly it.
So, Beanie Babies, and then the other one, and I remember this. But I
Hmm.
never had one.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk Boy.
Oh yeah, made pretty much famous from Home
Home
Alone
Alone
2.
2. There you
Yeah,
go. There
because
you go.
Kevin would always have it and talk in it and everything, so you could just record.
So do you, and I don't know, but I would think so. Do you think that obviously this was something that wasn't necessarily a spark of an idea of, oh God, this is a
Hmm.
great new toy. It was just more of a marketing thing.
I think it was more of a marketing
Yeah,
thing because I mean, like, really, all it did. I mean,
just
you just talked in it and
to it.
recorded. I mean, it's literally what we're doing now,
Right.
except we can actually, and it's not on a cassette tape.
Did
Because
you
a
have a
lot of
talk
people,
boy?
no, I
I
wanted
didn't have a
one
talk boy.
really bad
It,
though, and
well,
thankfully my parents are probably smart enough to realize like he's going to do nothing with this.
yeah,
Like, what is he going to do with it?
right. Well, that
You
takes me
know,
back to the, you know, it
let's just
even,
get him a Super Nintendo.
and not to get off track, but I will take it back like probably about 2 years. They used to have a toy line called Spy Tech.
I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have a periscope mirror. You could have a secret recording device. It's crazy all the stuff that they would have, right? And that's why I look at these things and I'm like Talk Boy. Yeah, you basically had that already. It's just because it's in Home Alone 2, it's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I
And
think
not to knock it, I'm just saying
that's
that's being a toy,
that's just
lover, right? I mean, like
yeah.
that's not really a that's just that's a marketing ploy
Yeah,
in that
if
sense.
I had one today, I'd just be like, "Oh, it's that toy. It's in Home Alone 2."
Yep, that's
That's
how I
it.
know it. That's
Yeah.
yep.
All right, so we're moving on to 1994, and
Hmm.
y'all, it's morphin' time.
Oh,
So yeah, it is the mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and oh my goodness, they got me hook, line, and sinker on this one.
got it.
I loved this TV show. Like I didn't even. I think the first time I even watched it, I just kind of just came across it, and then all of a sudden, boom, this thing exploded. Like before you knew it, you had it was all over like Happy Meals. It had video games. I mean, what a great video game by the
So
way.
you just happenstance came across this show.
Yeah, I don't know how I just remember seeing it. I remember seeing the Red Ranger, and they were just kicking all kinds of ass everywhere, and it was great.
It was
I
great.
was hooked.
Oh well, I can remember. All right, so 1994. I'm trying to think. I'm seventh, eighth grade. Okay, playing football, trying to be cool,
Yeah,
trying to grow up. Okay, I would watch the promos for this for 6 weeks leading up to the debut episode.
yeah,
Just like this is something awesome.
really cool.
Yeah, because I mean, again, growing up, like we've discussed Voltron before.
Hmm.
Voltron, we can relate Power Rangers to Voltron, but Voltron was a cartoon, is animated. This is the first time you're seeing live action actors portray these characters, action sequences, fighting against the monsters. And
Hmm.
yes, the beauty of it was is that the action footage was actually taken from another TV series. What was the name of that one? It's from
Super
Japan.
Senpai.
Right. Now
Yes.
that's where that it originated
Yes.
from.
Yeah.
Right. And so to see these action sequences with these actors doing all these things, and then all of a sudden you see the machines come
Oh
together,
God, no.
you know,
It was so awesome.
that's what pulled us in. And
Hmm.
then like I said, this is something when I first saw it, it hooked me.
Hmm.
The kicker is that year it had gotten so popular, it was very hard to find
Oh God,
these
yeah.
toys.
I mean, dude, you can like you would basically almost have to get like a call from Toys R
And this
Us
is
or
before
something before
eBay.
the
This right.
shipment.
So
Yeah,
you had to know shop, so you had to
yeah.
have a hookup,
Somebody on the
right?
inside or
Right.
something that was
I
knew when the shipment was coming in.
I honestly, the first action figures I got of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was through a comic book and card collectible shop because I couldn't find them in Toys R Us. They were sold out,
Oh yeah, especially the flip head ones.
yeah, or the
Yeah.
ones that I got, they were, it's the same ones. I already got that one. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's one of those toys that at the time it was on the level of Cabbage Patch Kids. It was very hard to get a hold of. Everybody
Hmm.
wanted it. Everybody loved it. They knew it was there, but where do you find it? And if you did find it, I mean,
You better grab it.
oh god, it
You
was it
better
was a
get it
treasure
right
hunt.
then
Right, right,
because you better get
right.
as much as you can
Absolutely.
because you might not find it again.
That's right. It's an iconic line of
It really
toys.
is. I
And
mean,
if you own any of them and they are mint or in the box, keep them in the box.
yeah. Please don't open
Don't be like Ben. Don't play with your toys.
them.
All right, so we're moving on to 1995.
Hmm.
All right, so what is it, dude? Did we did we just kind of be like, all right, Sean, I want you to talk about some Beanie Babies and some Pogs today?
I'm sorry, dude. All right, yeah, let's do. Okay, go ahead and do 95 and 96.
Let's do go ahead and knock them
Yeah,
out here. So Beanie Babies,
yeah,
95. Beanie Babies and Pogs.
yeah.
All right.
Pog strike
There you go.
again.
Boom.
Yeah.
1996. Let's go. My word. Tycho.
Yep.
Tycho. So we decided in 1996 we wanted to introduce or reintroduce or elevate a certain character off Sesame Street.
Yep. It was a big time one.
1996. This was the year of Tickle Me Elmo.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you an honest
Yeah.
to God question right now in 2024, going 2025? Do you think we're gonna have a toy called Anything Tickle Me Anything in today's world released?
No.
No, absolutely
No,
not. But
absolutely not.
this thing
No.
took over the world.
Oh yeah, no, this was the toy. I mean, this was the one from the 90s that I think if you ask anybody like that was around at that time,
Mhm.
this was the most wanted toy of the decade to me.
Yep. Another
Easily.
Cabbage Patch,
Like I mean, it was
Mighty Morphin. It's the
exactly
same thing.
good.
It's
Yeah,
hard to find if you got it, man.
yeah, and like another, you mentioned it in the Cabbage Patch where like in Black Fridays, like people getting fights over this. Oh, people are getting fight over
Can we
Elmo.
can we can we put some of those?
Elmo.
Yeah, can we put some of those videos up when we
They
talk about these things? Like
yes.
some because that it is
Oh yeah,
it's chaos.
yeah. It's insane. Like people getting like fist fights, full blown fist fights over this stupid thing. Oh my god!
Folks
I mean,
get
this
ruthless over
like this
this
would make the
doll.
news.
There-
I remember coming up. I remember
This
getting
is
up for
assault,
schools.
brother. This is a felony on
Yeah,
a lot of this stuff. It's
I know, man. I
crazy.
remember waking up for school and I'd see it on the news, man. Like a shipment of Tickle Me Elmos coming out. Man, you see people camping outside WalMarts and the Targets and all kinds of things, man.
The one I saw and remember is the shipment of Tickle Me Elmos that was hijacked. Like
It
they
was
literally
hijacked.
robbed an entire. It was nothing more than
No,
Tickle Me Elmos.
that's
They
impressive.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
and that was a big score. Whoever
yeah.
brought that one in was
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably worth
you
more than
moved
damn
up,
cocaine
man,
at that
dude.
point.
Ah, Tickle Me Elmo, 1996. It was an interesting year for sure, but yep,
Yeah,
that was
because
the one.
and like Tickle Me Elmo. I mean, all it did was just laugh and like kind of move a little bit. I mean,
That
it really wasn't nothing
well, and then it
too
started.
special to
It
me.
wasn't until it
Like,
started freaking you out because either the batteries got low or
yeah, it
it it
started.
it, it realized its own
Yeah,
presence because it would talk to you out of the blue. I mean, anybody that's ever had a Tickle Me Elmo in their home for any length of time, that's well, they write it off to the circuitry, but the damn thing will start talking to you. I mean,
yeah,
just
man.
start spouting, and you're not around it, you're not touching it, you're not, and that's what freaked people out because I mean, it is electronics, it's things
Hmm.
wearing down, it's whatever, but still, it'll freak you out if you're
Yeah, hey, we just sitting there like
just
doing
all
the
of a
dishes.
sudden.
And they're like, what?
You do not want to hear that, and even more so if you've been, maybe a couple of beers or maybe some herbal remedy. That's definitely not what you want to hear coming out of nowhere.
No, man.
No, but that's
No,
that's what we dealt with. So
definitely terrifying.
that's why you saw the videos a lot of them being burnt. That's
Hmm.
my opinion anyway. I think people just got too spooked and like just yeah.
Like, no, we shouldn't have gotten a fight over this.
So
That's a
all right,
crazy one. All right, so on the
1997.
1990s, yeah, on the 1997, man.
All
And
right,
I only had one of these, and but this was another craze. And then we're talking about Tamagotchi. Like,
never had one.
man, so basically what it was, like you had this little screen, and you would feed this animal like on there daily, like, and if you didn't, it would die.
So
So it was like almost having like a fake pet.
how many times like what was the routine? Would you get like a little alarm say, "Hey, feed me," and
Yeah, I
time to
think there
feed
was
me
a
or something
little
like that?
alarm. It would just kind of like light up or something, like, and you just mash this one little button, and it would do like a little reaction thing. And you can like pet it, like a digital button pet or something. And like I said, it was like basically almost like training someone to have a pet
Right on.
for kids. It's
Definitely not like
definitely letting
Gremlins,
them.
because like if you didn't feed it after midnight, it'd just die.
Hmm.
No transformation. You're all
Yeah,
good.
no,
No,
no, yeah,
but you
no,
fed
there
it, you're
ain't
fine. But I mean, if you
the
didn't feed it, it'd just
Tamagotchi's not
die.
coming back to get you.
Okay,
Yeah,
but then that would be it.
you
Like
just
you could.
restart it.
Oh, would you?
Yeah,
I heard you couldn't restart it. I heard that a lot.
really.
Was that just what it was? Maybe people just weren't smart enough. You can actually restart these things.
I thought you could.
You probably could. You were probably smart enough to figure it out.
Let us know in the comment section
Yeah,
because
can you
I really
restart
don't
these
I
things?
don't know.
I
That's a
thought
good
that,
question.
yeah,
Again, I haven't played with this thing since 1997, so I don't. My memory is not too fresh on this.
yeah. Well, my sister, I think my little sister had one, and I think once it died, it died. And I remember thinking, then I'm like, well, it's not dead. It's not actually alive in the first place, so it can't be
Yeah,
dead. So
yeah,
just
it's just
replace the
a
batteries
digital
and
pet.
what? Yeah, like where's the reset button?
I mean,
So
yeah,
there you go. That's what I always thought. It's a machine, dude. What are you talking about?
yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. That was a big one,
I
man.
could have
About
saved some money though.
everybody I know had them. Yeah.
This one died. I need
Sorry.
another one.
It's like, yeah, because I mean there were different
It's
ones.
like
There's
digital
multiple ones.
goldfish.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Because there wasn't much maintenance at all. I mean, it was just mashing a button, but and it would just like I said, it just react. So that was it, man. Tamagotchi, y'all.
Tamagotchi. So that was the only one for 97.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if here we go. 98. So we go from Tamagotchi. I didn't have one of those, and I did not have one of these, but I had folks that I knew that had these, and same thing, freak you out, dude. Same thing as Elmo.
Yeah.
The Furby,
Oh
the
yeah.
Furby.
Or as I like to
Um,
call them, gizmos.
Gizmos. I
Because I mean,
mean,
that's exactly what it
when I
is.
when
I
I
mean,
saw it, I'm like, well, that's a Mogwai.
hmm
That's a motorized Mogwai. Okay. Um, but these are another craze that again for me, I never owned one. They freaked me out too much because of the fact that they would do
yeah.
things and say things,
I
and
didn't
I'm
like
like,
how they
I
looked
don't.
at me.
That's what I'm saying. In their
Like
eyes, they would
their eyes
follow
are
you,
like,
and they could go around and they do this, and
and then
I'm like,
they
no, no,
would
no, no, no,
blink
no. I
awkwardly,
don't
like,
need that.
and like some of them if they got busted, they'd have like a half like blinked eye and stuff, so
Well,
they look
here's the thing
crazy.
too. At the time these things came out, we had a movie called The Game with Michael Douglas that
That
had the
is, yeah.
clown,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. That's a
clown,
great movie,
and
y'all.
right.
Please go check it out.
But anybody that was of my age, so I'm like 17, 18, I've seen this movie, and I don't have a Furby, obviously, but I see the way they are in my mind. I'm like, nope. You ain't putting nothing around me that can look at me, can interact with me, can talk to me. You know what I mean? Because
hmm
that's just where we were. So these were some weird little thing. And still
Yeah,
to this day, dude, you know what, I'm gonna say it. They were spying on y'all. They
probably.
spying on y'all.
They probably were. Like
Think
it
about
would
it.
not shock me.
Just saying. So
Yeah.
all right, so the Furbies. Let's move on for they start spying on us.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't need a mountain of those
No.
things coming after us. All right. So 1999, and oh my goodness,
Mm.
it is. You got to catch them all, y'all. The mighty Pokemon.
Amen.
Yes.
Yep.
So back in the day, you would have your Game Boy Color, and you would have red, blue, and yellow.
Hmm.
And those are the only three Pokemon games you had. Now, you would also have the trading card sets, which was, I mean, it spread like wildfire
Yes, it
also.
did.
Because, man, I had a ton of these, man. All the booster sets and stuff like that. You could, oh my goodness, I
And there
spent
was
way too
some
much
money
money
today
on
if you
these.
got certain ones. Big, big
Oh, yeah.
money.
Yeah, especially a Charizard holographic. Yeah. As for Series 1 version.
What was it, dude? There
Wow.
was an NFL player. Now, granted, he kind of did he misinvested, but he had taken his NFL earnings and bought these high dollar Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Retired from the NFL. Unfortunately, the card market does not go as it's
No.
just like the
It took a
stock market,
huge
right?
dive at this
And so he
point.
had to go
Like
back
a low
into the
drafted.
NFL. But
Yeah.
still, he believed enough because again, these things make enough money, and I've made enough money through
Yeah.
the years.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
this was the first inaugural big year that it
Yeah.
was, yeah,
It came to America and just took over.
man.
And like the games are so much fun. I mean, still to this day, I mean, these games are made. I mean, I'm sure everybody that's watching right now has played a Pokemon game. Like this is how huge this is. In fact, it'll actually probably there are even rumors that Universal Studios is going to make an extension of the Nintendo world, and it's going to be about Pokemon.
They
So
should.
it'll be like its own version of a park.
They
This is
should,
how big this
man.
was, everybody,
Yeah.
and it still is. So yeah,
So
great
big,
times.
so big that even what was it? That's 1999.
hmm
So 2000 and what, 15, 16, so big that you have grown adults with families and responsibilities and full-time jobs
yeah.
walking around random areas
Oh yeah.
trying to capture
They have Pokemon
digital
Go.
and
Yeah.
then ended up in crack houses and getting robbed and all these. No,
And then
just,
then they cry about it.
it
Yeah.
happens. But that's you're right. I mean, because it's still it still tapped into what we loved about the original game, man.
Yeah, because I mean now they're
Got to capture them all,
because
man.
I mean
Got to find them.
originally it was 151, I believe, was the original count for the Pokemon
Yeah.
for those three games, and like it was so brilliant how they marketed this
Right.
because you could like you'd have different Pokemon on each game.
Yep.
Now some of it would be the same, but the way that you would get more Pokemon generally is by having a link cable for your Game Boys and then trading with your
That's
friends,
it.
and then that way it's word of mouth, and oh god, it was
Evolution of
clever,
technology.
clever,
Yep.
clever marketing. And then, like as to what you were saying, Pokemon Go is so big. There's events in New York City, China,
Yep.
California, Chicago, where you can go fight a legendary Pokemon with like hundreds of people and see
Just
who
go
can
for
catch
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's really incredible, man.
I think that again. That's the beauty of what we're talking about today is great. Great toys, great memories. It evokes things out of people that no matter what you're going through in life or no matter what's happening in life, you can tap on something and go, yeah,
Yep, and smile. Yeah,
right. And
that's right.
that's what toys are about.
Hmm.
That's what games are about. That's what all the stuff that we talk about is about. It's there, we get up here and we give our opinions, but we're not like, oh, this is, we're just saying, hey man, we're two nerds that
Hmm.
love toys and we love the evolution of toys and we've had a lot of toys and we've played with a lot of toys and
Yeah.
we were lucky enough to have parents that were able to
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Very
literally,
much
I
so.
know my mom and dad,
Hmm.
sure enough, went without sometimes just to get me a piece of plastic that I would throw around and bust. And,
Yep.
hey, God bless
Yep. Same
them.
here,
All
man.
right.
For real. Just some great, great memories.
Amen. And hopefully, people, when they're watching this video, they can kind of go back and go, yeah,
Like, yeah, that was really
yes,
cool.
yes,
You know,
because
like, man, I
that's
miss
what it
that.
is.
With that being said, that'll wrap up the 1990s, y'all. We're going into the Y2K crisis next week. So, all
We didn't
right.
have any toys, did we? Oh, God, because everything broke
Oh, yeah.
down and we had nothing. We
Yeah, it
just
was
went to
nothing.
crazy.
Yeah. And then it all just turned to, you know,
Figured it out.
yeah.
Well, Chris Jericho came to the rescue.
That's right. Save us, Y2J.
The Millennium Man.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Please like, share,
Yes.
subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications.
Bing,
Follow us on
bing.
Instagram at F140pod.
Yep.
You can follow us on Spotify and Patreon at Frequency 140 Podcast.
Right.
With that being said, I'll send it to you, buddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we appreciate you guys joining us for this wonderful episode and talking about just great toys throughout the years for Christmas. So let's end it as we always would. Geeks, freaks, and nerds unite.
Peace.
We're going to take over the world.